Welcome back to Autopedia, where we turn spec sheets into stories and help you make smart, informed choices. In this episode, we're looking at some of the best 2026 luxury SUVs with a true third row, and this is not a vibes-only ranking. We're going deep into engineering, packaging, and technology so that by the end of the video, you can clearly say, yes, that is the one that fits my life. Our contenders are 10 of the most important three-row luxury SUVs you can actually buy or order for the 2026 model year. All have 3 rows, all claim to be luxurious, but they do it in very different ways. Let's quickly set our ground rules so you know how I'm judging these. First, third row usability. Not just it exists, but adult usable legroom, access, and cargo space behind it. Second, powertrain and efficiency, from big twin-turbo V6s to cutting-edge EVs and plug-in hybrids. Third, chassis and tech, ride quality, driver assist systems, infotainment, and safety hardware according to official manufacturer information. Now, let's start at the extreme tech end and work our way through to the traditional luxury bruisers. First up, the Lucid Gravity, or as Lucid calls it, the electric SUV that's supposed to redefine the whole category. This is a full-size 3-row EV built on Lucid's own electric architecture. Officially, Lucid says Gravity can be configured with spacious seating for up to 7 adults, and this is important. Both the second and third rows fold completely flat, turning the interior into one continuous load floor. Lucid quotes more than 112 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats folded, and even mentions up to around 120 cubic feet, including all usable volume in some markets. That's van-like space from something shaped like a sleek SUV. Thanks to their skateboard battery and very compact electric drive units, they've pushed the wheels to the corners and stretched the cabin, so you don't have the long nose and bulky transmission tunnel that eat into space in traditional SUVs. On the performance side, the Gravity isn't just a family shuttle. Lucid's own data talks about a next-generation EV powertrain with Grand Touring versions offering very high range figures, up to around 748 km WLTP in Europe, and roughly 450 miles EPA estimated in some configurations, plus extremely fast charging, with the ability to add hundreds of kilometers of range in minutes on a high-power DC charger. Underneath, Gravity uses an 800-volt class electrical architecture, air suspension, and adaptive damping, and there's even a terrain mode available along with multiple performance modes. That means you get the instantaneous torque of dual-motor all-wheel drive, combined with the ability to lift the body for rougher tracks or hunker down for efficiency and handling. Inside, Lucid gives the driver a 34-inch curved OLED display above the steering wheel, paired with an additional lower touchscreen for climate and secondary functions. The cabin is designed like a lounge, minimal physical buttons, a panoramic glass roof, and an emphasis on sustainable materials. But the practical side is still there. USB and storage for every row, fold-flat seats, and a large front trunk thanks to the absence of a traditional engine. Gravity, then, is the SUV for the family that wants maximum EV range, ultra-modern design, and a huge, flexible interior, and is willing to be on the cutting edge rather than following the pack. Now let's look at Cadillac's new 3-row EV, the 2026 Cadillac VISTIQ. This is Cadillac's electric answer to the mid-size luxury 3-row segment, sitting between the smaller Lyriq and the big Escalade IQ. Officially, Cadillac describes the VISTIQ as a distinctive 3-row electric SUV designed for modern families, with 7-passenger seating and a very tech-heavy interior. On paper, the numbers are impressive. Cadillac quotes an EPA estimated range of up to about 305 miles, and in its high-output Velocity Max configuration, a Cadillac estimated 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque with a 0-60 time of about 3.7 seconds. That puts a family EV SUV right into sports car acceleration territory. Power is delivered through their Ultium electric platform, which supports fast DC charging and advanced battery management. Inside, the key visual is the 33-inch diagonal advanced LED display that sweeps across the dash with Google built-in services. It's essentially one seamless pillar-to-pillar screen, handling your instruments, navigation, media, and most vehicle functions. Cadillac also highlights available 23-speaker AKG studio sound and a cabin that has been engineered for panoramic outward visibility from all 3 rows. so even third-row passengers don't feel like they've been exiled to a dark cave. But because this is a three-row comparison, we have to zoom in on the rear. Cadillac specifically markets VISTIQ as having 3 rows of EV luxury, with amenities for up to 7 passengers, padded armrests, cup holders, and device storage in the third row, and a wide, adult-usable second row that can be either a bench or captain's chairs depending on trim. The flat EV floor means easier third-row access and better foot space compared to many fuel-powered rivals with a big central tunnel. VISTIQ is the sweet spot EV if you want something electric, quick, and luxurious, but don't need the sheer size of an Escalade. It's more urban-friendly than an Escalade IQ or Grand Wagoneer, yet still gives you real 3-row capacity. Speaking of Escalades, let's move to the 2026 Cadillac Escalade IQ, the electric reinvention of Cadillac's flagship. Where VISTIQ is sleek and midsize, the Escalade IQ is huge, bold, and openly opulent. Cadillac calls it a long-range full-size EV SUV, engineered specifically on a dedicated EV architecture, not a converted gas platform. The headline figures are enormous. Cadillac estimates up to about 465 miles of range on a full charge in some configurations, thanks to a massive battery pack and efficient aerodynamics for its size. Dual-motor all-wheel drive is standard, and features like air ride adaptive suspension, magnetic ride control, and 4-wheel steering combine to make this giant more maneuverable than its footprint suggests. Inside, this is where Cadillac leans hard into the luxury brief. There's a curved 55-inch total diagonal LED display that stretches across the front row, with advanced infotainment and built-in Google services. Second-row passengers can be treated to an executive second-row package, which brings individual seats with power adjustments, heating, ventilation, and even massage, plus rear entertainment screens, and an available 42-speaker AKG studio reference audio system in related long wheelbase variants. For this video, though, the stats that matter are around space. Cadillac lists seating for 7 passengers, with detailed legroom figures, about 45.2 inches of front legroom, 41.3 inches in the second row, and 32.3 inches in the third row, which is genuinely usable for adults. Cargo is just as serious, up to about 119 cubic feet behind the first row, 69 cubic feet behind the second, and over 25 cubic feet left even behind the third row, plus a sizable E-trunk up front. That's minivan-level volume wrapped in electric Escalade clothing. If you need a full-size EV that can replace a traditional luxury SUV, tow, carry 7 in serious comfort, and still cruise hundreds of miles between charges, this is the current benchmark. Now let's leave America for a minute and head to Sweden with the Volvo EX90. This is Volvo's new large, fully electric 7-seater, intended as the electric sibling to the XC90, and Volvo is very clear. This is a large, fully electric 7-seater SUV with up to 7 adult-sized seats and 3 rows. Technically, EX90 is very interesting. Volvo uses an 800-volt electrical system, which allows faster DC charging and improved efficiency. Official European specs show battery capacities around 92 to 111 kWh, depending on variant, with WLTP electric ranges up to roughly 624 km. On high-power DC, Volvo quotes 10 to 80% charge in a little over 20 minutes for certain twin-motor versions when connected to a 350 kilowatt charger. Drivetrains typically include rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive dual-motor versions, with outputs up to around 335 kilowatt, about 456 bore, and 0 to 100 km per hour times around 5.5 seconds, all limited to Volvo's traditional 180 km per hour top speed. Underneath, there's an advanced suspension setup, tuned more for comfort and stability than outright sportiness, but the low center of gravity from the battery pack gives it a planted feel in corners. The EX90 also showcases Volvo's latest safety tech. There's an array of radars, cameras, and LiDAR integrated around the vehicle, monitoring both outside and inside for potential risks. The interior tech runs on a next-generation computing platform that fuses all of those sensors into one safety shield, and Volvo openly positions EX90 as the safest SUV they've ever built, based on the hardware they've installed. From a packaging perspective, EX90 offers 7 individually adjustable adult-sized seats. Volvo notes that there's comfortable legroom even in the third row, and the cargo system is very carefully documented. about 377 liters of cargo space, with all three rows up in some markets, around 1,045 liters with the third row folded, and up to over 2,000 liters with both rear rows down, depending on the region. That's a very square, practical load area, which matters when you're hauling boxes or luggage. If you want a Scandinavian, safety-first, fully electric 7-seater with serious tech and understated style, EX90 is your pick. While we're in Volvo land, let's compare it with the more traditional Volvo XC90, which remains one of the most refined combustion or plug-in hybrid 3-row SUVs on the market. Officially, Volvo lets you choose 6 or 7 seats, with 3 rows of individually reclining seats and the option of mild hybrid gasoline or plug-in hybrid powertrains, depending on the market. The XC90 mild hybrid B580D uses a 2.0-liter turbocharged gasoline engine paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system and all-wheel drive, delivering a blend of performance and efficiency. In plug-in hybrid form, the XC90 pairs a gasoline engine with a strong electric motor and battery pack, giving you the ability to drive purely on electricity for shorter commutes while still having full hybrid power for longer trips. From a seating perspective, Volvo explicitly mentions a luxurious 7-seat configuration with 3 rows, making it excellent for families who want comfort in every row rather than just maximum capacity. Third-row seats are designed for real people, not just children, and Volvo's official spec pages list 7 seats with dedicated head restraints, seat mechanisms, and a mechanical release for the second row to aid access to the back. In short, XC90 is the bridge for buyers not ready to jump to full electric like EX90, but wanting a sophisticated 3-row with advanced safety and hybrid technology. Now let's go to Korea with the Genesis GV80, the brand's first SUV and one of the most design-focused vehicles in this lineup. Genesis offers GV80 with an available power-folding third row, giving seating for up to 7 passengers. Official materials emphasize that the GV80 has spacious seating with an available third row that can be power-folded 50-50 and second-row seats with available power reclining and heating, so all rows get real attention. In 6-seat configurations, the second row becomes 2 individual captain's chairs with a fixed center console, and the third row still offers split folding seats that can be raised or lowered electrically. In the 7-seat setup, you get a 60-40 second row bench and a 50-50 power folding third row. The key here is flexibility. One-touch folding systems and power recline make it easy to reconfigure between people and cargo. Under the hood, GV80 typically offers turbocharged 4- and 6-cylinder engines, paired with an 8-speed automatic and all-wheel drive in many trims. The exact outputs depend on market, but the philosophy is consistent: strong low-end torque and refined, quiet operation, supported by active noise control and a carefully tuned suspension. Genesis uses multi-link setups and, in some models, electronically controlled suspensions that can use road preview data to pre-adjust damping for bumps. The interior is one of GV80's strong points. You get Nappa leather options, open-pore wood, a wide central display, and a minimal but premium control layout. Genesis pays attention to things like metallic climate switches, knurled rotary dials, and ambient lighting. It feels like a boutique alternative to the established German and American brands, with third-row capability for families that sometimes need the extra seats. Next, the Lexus TX Hybrid, specifically the TX Hybrid and plug-in hybrid lineup for 2026. Lexus designed the TX from day one as a dedicated 3-row SUV, not a stretched 2-row, and official materials emphasize spacious third-row legroom and about 20.2 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row, which is excellent if you regularly travel with 7 people and luggage. Lexus offers 3 main powertrains in the TX: a gas turbocharged engine for the TX 350, a TX 500h parallel hybrid featuring a 2.4-liter turbocharged engine coupled with a hybrid system and direct 4 all-wheel drive, and the TX 550h Plus plug-in hybrid, which uses a V6 plug-in hybrid system for a blend of electric-only range and powerful acceleration. The TX 500h is particularly interesting for enthusiasts. Lexus notes that it pairs the 2.4-liter turbo hybrid with direct 4 torque vectoring all-wheel drive and dynamic rear steering, meaning the rear wheels can steer a few degrees to improve low-speed maneuverability and high-speed stability. In real life, that should make this three-row SUV feel significantly smaller and more agile in city driving and highway lane changes. Inside, the TX can be configured with 6 seats in the hybrid and plug-in versions, giving you separate captain's chairs in the second row with a wide central walkway to the third row. Lexus loads it with tech, a large central touchscreen, available head-up display, and the latest Lexus Safety System Plus 3.0 Driver Assist Suite comes standard on all 2026 TX models. This includes advanced pre-collision systems, lane keeping, and adaptive cruise functions, all tuned for a very smooth, low-stress experience. If you want a quiet, extremely refined, and efficient three-row that still gives you a plug-in option for electric commuting, the TX Hybrid family is a great fit, especially for buyers who prioritize reliability and dealership networks. Now let's talk about raw presence, the 2026 Infiniti QX80. Infiniti calls this their flagship full-size luxury SUV, and for 2026, it's been comprehensively modernized. At its core is a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, delivering up to 450 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission and available all-wheel drive. That's a huge leap in powertrain sophistication compared with the previous naturally aspirated V8. Infiniti officially quotes a towing capacity up to 8,500 pounds, making the QX80 a serious choice for families who tow boats, campers, or car trailers. The new chassis has a 57% increase in lateral stiffness versus the old model, improving stability when towing or cornering, and suspension tuning focuses on ride comfort with enough control to keep that big body in check. Inside, the QX80 now offers 3 rows of seating for up to 8 passengers. The top autograph trim can be configured with second-row captain's chairs with massage, reducing total seating to 7, but dramatically boosting comfort. All 3 rows get semi-aniline leather upholstery in higher trims, and Infiniti has fitted dual 14.3-inch high-definition screens across the front dashboard, plus advanced Infiniti InTouch services and 5G connectivity. From an interior space perspective, Infiniti cites around 101 cubic feet of cargo volume with the rear seats folded, and notes that third-row passengers still get comfortable accommodations, especially in terms of seat cushioning and access via one-touch second-row folding. The focus here is traditional body-on-frame strength with thoroughly modern tech and materials. Ideal if you still want a classic big SUV feel. Let's move to the American luxury end again with the Lincoln Navigator. For 2025 and into 2026, Lincoln's full-size Navigator remains a 3-row body-on-frame luxury SUV with seating for up to 8 and a very strong focus on comfort and wellness. Official information for the all-new Navigator emphasizes its reimagined interior, advanced connectivity, and sanctuary-like cabin, plus a generous third row. Lincoln highlights a class-exclusive PowerFold 40-20-40 split third-row bench with power recline. That means all 3 positions in the third row can recline, and you can fold any section independently for long items like skis while still carrying passengers. In addition, the third row can be heated in certain trims, which is extremely rare. Most SUVs stop heating at the second row. Cargo metrics for the current Navigator are very strong. Lincoln's technical data shows over 100 cubic feet of cargo space behind the first row in some configurations, more than 60 cubic feet behind the second row, and roughly 22 to 37 cubic feet behind the third row, depending on standard or extended L wheelbase. So if you often travel with all 3 rows filled and still need real luggage space, this is one of the best options. Under the hood, the Navigator uses a high-output twin-turbocharged V6 with a 10-speed automatic and rear or four-wheel drive, tuned to deliver strong acceleration while trying to keep refinement high. Adaptive suspension, available road preview technology, and multiple drive modes help tailor the ride from plush to confident. Combine that with Lincoln's signature design language, and it becomes a rolling first-class lounge with genuine third-row respect, not just an afterthought. That brings us to a very serious rival, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer for 2026. Jeep positions the Grand Wagoneer as a premium full-size SUV with authentic off-road routes and class-leading interior space. Officially, Jeep notes that the Grand Wagoneer offers 3 rows of flexible seating, room for up to 8, and the most cargo volume behind the 3rd row in its class for standard wheelbase models. Under the hood, the 2026 Grand Wagoneer uses a 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged inline-6 engine, the Hurricane engine, rated at around 420 horsepower in certain configurations, paired with an 8-speed automatic and 4-wheel drive. Jeep specs also mention strong towing capacity and robust off-road hardware, including multiple 4x4 systems, available air suspension for adjustable ride height, and drive modes for sand, rock, and more. On the inside, Jeep leans into technology and luxury. The Grand Wagoneer can be loaded with multiple displays, a digital cluster, a central infotainment screen, a separate passenger screen, and rear entertainment screens, along with high-end Macintosh audio. In the 2nd and 3rd rows, there's a focus on flexibility, 7 or 8 passenger seating with captain's chairs or a bench, and lots of legroom across all rows. The long wheelbase Grand Wagoneer L adds about 15.8 cubic feet of extra cargo space behind the 3rd row, giving it the most rear cargo volume in its class. If you need a 3-row luxury SUV that can also be genuinely capable off-road, tow-heavy, and still pamper 8 people inside, the Grand Wagoneer is one of the few that ticks every box. We've got one more model to cover before we rank them, and it's another important bridge between sporty, stylish crossover and true 3-row SUV, the 2026 Lincoln Aviator and its bigger sibling Navigator. But since your list focuses on Navigator, we'll keep Aviator as context. Lincoln's lineup page puts the Navigator as the commanding full-size 3-row, with the Aviator as a slightly smaller, but still 3-row mid-size luxury SUV. The Aviator for 2026 offers seating for up to 7 with a powerful 3rd row and various 2nd row configurations, but in this video we're treating it as a step down in size from the Navigator rather than a direct competitor to the full-size giants. So where does that leave us in terms of best 2026 luxury SUVs with a 3rd row? Let's break it down by use case, rather than pretending one SUV is perfect for everyone. If you want the most advanced EV tech and the most flexible, airy cabin in a sleek package, the Lucid Gravity sits at the top of the innovation ladder. The combination of long-range, ultra-fast charging, flat-folding 2nd and 3rd rows, and lounge-like design makes it the choice for tech-forward families that don't need to tow heavy or go off-road. Think of it as the electric, long-range road trip spaceship. If you want an electric 3-row that still feels like a classic luxury SUV inside, the Cadillac VISTIQ is the sweet spot. It's smaller and more city-friendly than Escalade IQ, but still delivers over 300 miles of range, up to 615 horsepower, Super Cruise hands-free highway driving, and that massive 33-inch LED display. It's the family EV for people who don't want to drive something that looks or feels experimental. If you want full-size EV opulence and space that rivals the biggest gas SUVs, the Cadillac Escalade IQ is in a class of 1 right now. 3 properly comfortable rows, huge cargo volume, 465-mile range estimates, and a cabin that feels like a tech-filled luxury lounge. It's the EV for people who might otherwise buy a Navigator, QX80, or Grand Wagoneer, but are ready to go fully electric. If your priorities are safety, Scandinavian design, and a future-proof EV platform, the Volvo EX90 makes a very compelling case. 7 adult-sized seats, strong range, and charging performance, and perhaps the most advanced sensor and safety suite in this entire group. It's the one you buy if Protect My Family is item 1 on the spec sheet, and you're ready for full electric. If you like the idea of Volvo's design, but want the flexibility of combustion and plug-in hybrid, the Volvo XC90 is still a fantastic all-rounder, especially in plug-in hybrid form. 3 real rows, refined ride, and a more familiar fueling experience, ideal for buyers who are EV curious but not fully committed yet. For those drawn to Korean design and value, the Genesis GV80 offers a very premium cabin, available 6 or 7 seat layouts, and a genuinely comfortable 3rd row with power folding convenience. It won't have quite the cavernous interior of the Escalade or Grand Wagoneer, but it feels special, and in many markets, the price-to-luxury ratio is extremely strong. If you want Japanese reliability with modern tech and 3-row comfort, you have two strong choices. The Lexus TX Hybrid is the efficiency and technology champion, with advanced hybrid and plug-in hybrid systems, direct 4 all-wheel drive, and very usable third-row space, plus real cargo behind it. The Infiniti QX80, on the other hand, is the big, powerful, tow-capable flagship with a twin-turbo V6, 8,500-pound towing, and a fully modernized interior with 3 rows of leather-lined luxury. TX is for the efficiency-oriented luxury buyer. QX80 is for the I tow, I haul, I want presence crowd. If you're shopping full-size American body-on-frame SUVs and want maximum comfort and a true luxury-first mindset, the Lincoln Navigator is your sanctuary. The class-exclusive 40-20-40 power reclining third-row bench and available third-row heat make that back row genuinely special, and cargo space is massive even with all 3 rows up, especially in the extended length version. It's the king of everyone is comfortable no matter where they sit. And finally, if you need serious space, serious towing, and genuine Jeep capability wrapped in a luxury interior, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer stands out. 3 rows, up to 8 seats, the most cargo volume behind the third row in its class, and the Hurricane Inline 6 with strong power and advanced 4x4 systems. The Grand Wagoneer L's extra cargo room behind the third row makes it especially attractive for large families or long-haul travelers who simply refuse to pack light. Now I want to hear from you. In 2026, are you going EV with something like Gravity, VISTIQ, EX90, or Escalade IQ? Or are you staying loyal to the big twin-turbo V6s and hybrid powertrains of QX80, Navigator, Grand Wagoneer, TX, and GV80? Drop your pick in the comments along with what matters most to you: third-row comfort, range, towing, or tech, and I'll help you break down which spec and trim actually makes sense for your life in a future episode. Thanks for watching Autopedia. If this deep dive helped you understand the 2026 3-row luxury SUV landscape, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.